Hi guys, and welcome to my tropical fish tank update. And I know it's been a while since I have actually filmed anything and made videos and actually uploaded it onto my YouTube channel, so I do apologise. I can't even think of the reason why. I think it's because of general life stresses and working and finances and bills and everything else just got in the way, and I sort of not lost my ambition as such. It's just that I've just been preoccupied on other things. So today I just want to show you my new little tank that I have bought for my two African Dwarf Frogs, Boppy and Fort. They are still alive, which is cool. I've had them for over a year, about a year and a half now. They're doing really well. Let me move my camera back a bit so I can actually show you the tank. It's only a small dinky thing. Here's my hand. So it's not that big. I don't even know what it is in litres, but it's not that many litres. But it is a good little size, I reckon, for my two small frogs, because they're not going to grow any bigger now. They've grown as big as they will get. I do still have the original small blue tank, but at the moment my plek is in there because we think it's a he anyways, is very unwell. I think it's got some form of a disease that's eating its skin. So at the moment the plek is in that tank on its own with its own little filter, and I've put some medical stuff in there as well, but that will be a different video which I'll upload very soon. But my plek has been in that tank since yesterday morning, but just over well over 24 hours. Already showing signs of improvement, so fingers crossed. But anyways, back to this tank. I had to get this one today, and it only cost £6 from a local little shop. So it's very cheap, it's small and plastic, but it's very convenient. It's very ideal, and I think also I'm quite pleased with the setup. It's big enough to obviously put my little piece of wood log in there. I think it's driftwood, can't remember exactly what wood it is. Two small fake plants and a little bit of fine gravel, which looks like sand. And obviously I've got a normal desk lamp at the top, which I'll show you. There you go, there's the lid, and obviously it opens up at the top there so I can put food in, because as you know, they are escape artists. If the frogs find any nooks and crannies and any little holes and gaps, they will surely go through it without a doubt. Especially when I'm transporting these two frogs into different tanks, they do tend to like to hop around and escape. And I do try, when I cup them in my hand, they try and go through my fingers. And you know, for such small creatures, they have very powerful legs, that's for sure. It's quite, you just don't realise how strong they are and the power in their legs that they have. You may see a little bit of movement. Which one's moving quite a lot? Well, to be honest, they're both quite moving. But yes, I do have a male and a female. If you haven't looked at my previous videos, the larger one is a female and the smaller one is a male, because naturally the female is a lot larger and a lot fatter. And also in my previous videos you would have saw, I think definitely last year, Boppy was not well at all and her skin was deteriorating off her back, so I had to obviously put her on her own to fix her skin. So you'll find that you'll see there's a scar. She's got a scar tissue on the back, and obviously that's from where the skin has healed over, so I've managed to save her life in that way, and she's doing really well. I don't feed them every day. I'll try and keep them like a bit of a balanced diet, so I feed them every few days, a few just normal tropical flakes. But yesterday, because I had to move them into a small lunchbox temporarily, because I had to put the plek in their tank for an emergency, they weren't impressed. They was quite stressed, so I fed them a few little shrimps. I forgot what they're called, but the mini shrimps anyways, that I got from the local fish store. But I think they're happy now. They've settled. They've been in this tank now for about 3 hours, so the water's nice and clean. I have not fed them yet in this tank because they had such a feed yesterday. I'm going to feed them tomorrow. But it's a really small, cute little tank, and I'm really pleased with it, and I do hope they enjoy it. If they do show signs that they're not happy with the size, for example, I'll definitely transport them into a little bit slightly bigger tank. But at the moment I think it's perfectly fine because they are very small. They're not large like my African clawed albino frog. She's very big now, but I'll show you that in another video. But yeah, let me just zoom out so I'll get to show you the setup. So at the moment this is on my table in my living room, my dining table. Nice vase of flowers up there right by it. So yes, and I'm really happy obviously with just a desk lamp because it's just a nice warm colour like daylight, so it's not nothing artificial. It just looks really calm and soothing. It's a shame I can't really get them in this clip because, as you know, they're quite good at hiding. But there's this little gap here. Can you see the dark bit? Sorry, it's blurry. But it's actually a little hole that goes through, so it's like a little... I'll show you. There. So sometimes Fort, the little one, he goes behind here and he swims through and his head pops up there, which is quite cute. Let's see if I can give you some tips, useful tips, when you have albinos or dwarf frogs or anything like that. This is from my own experience. Still water, unless you have a filter that isn't very powerful and low current, but they do not like big loud machines, massive filters or anything like that. They're a lot like the better fish, you know, the Siamese fighter fish. They don't like currents neither, they like still water. So if you do have, let's say, the dwarf frogs that I have, still water is ideal. And the best thing and the great thing about these is that they're very low maintenance. So you don't need to worry about heater, you don't need to worry about filtration, you don't need to worry about getting an air pump, because as you know, they don't have gills that actually go up to the surface, take the air and dive back down. So you don't have to worry about all that. As long as you keep the water at room temperature, it's fine. You don't have to worry. Because I know that my flat is nice and warm and it's not too cold, it's not too hot. I'm quite confident that it will be fine. So that's one thing. Two, obviously, you can feed them pretty much anything as long as they can fit it in their mouths. But obviously, you can't just like feed them like sweet corn and stuff. But I feed them like normal cat food, fish food flakes. Sorry about that. Cats, because I've got cats. Sometimes they like to eat the pellets as well. So they just try a little everything, bloodworms, shrimp, as I mentioned earlier. So anything like that, anything that can fit in their mouths. But it's good also to do some research and find out what's their ideal dietitian. Another thing as well is they like to hide, so make sure you've got things that obviously gives them a bit of shelter and things to rest under and hide away from, and then, you know, they like to hide and things like that. So it'd be good to also, if you got like a little cave, obviously not too not too complicated, so they're able to swim out and get the air rather than being trapped. And another thing as well is they like to rest on objects quite close to the surface. So as you can see at the top of the wooden stump, it's quite close to the surface, and also the fake plants as well is close to the surface. And what they do is they like to just stand on these high levels and rest whilst their head's out the water. And I'll give you an example. See there? That's Fort, my male. is just like resting, and that's bopping my female. So they're just like resting up against things, and most of the time as well when they're relaxing is that they have their feet like on the stump bit there, and their heads will be just out, and they'll just relax so they don't have to worry about getting up for air and they're already out at the surface. I can't think of anything else, but if you do have any questions about how to look after aquatic frogs, then please comment and I will definitely give my best advice and you know, my replies. So yeah, that's my update on my dwarf frogs, and I will upload other videos very soon, and I'll definitely upload a video possibly tomorrow about my plec that's unwell, and I'll tell you what's going on there. And also I still got my 3-foot fish tank as well with my albino frog called Twinkles. She's very big now, she's bigger than my hand. And that's it. So thank you for watching, guys, and feel free to subscribe so you can obviously watch all the other videos I'll be uploading in the future. So thanks for watching and take care. Bye.